wanting to put out more intelligent content that doesn't require dumbing down, that doesn't, uh, that's just authentic to who we are. Because the other thing is, किसी से भी बात कर लो यहाँ पे, who's your favorite actress? Meryl Streep. और काम देख
That's
के, there's no, it's a huge disconnect, you know. So I feel like just to have more content that we solidly believe in.
And still probably am in many ways. And I thought, but at the end of the month, the biggest problem was यार पैसा कहाँ से आएगा you know घर कैसे चलेगा. So उसमें ना बहुत पाप किए हैं, मतलब just gone and done because okay visibility होनी चाहिए और पैसा होना चाहिए, तो चलाते रहेंगे. At the end of the day I realized that when we come home, it needs to be home, and that this has to be in place, and this I can just relax and sit down and I don't know, watch a movie or something with Richa and we just chat.
Yeah,
We chat.
he's got a
So
human-sized floor cushion. It's a zero gravity pillow, and he just lies
Yeah.
in and watches
it's
things.
the best. It's the best purchase that I've made. Oh my god! It is called the fluffy pillow.
and I think you're winning that, na, Richa? The personal battles.
No, not
Oh,
all.
totally.
Ali's the master of
Winning arguments.
no sulking. So
I'm not.
shut up.
Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and I hope you're doing safe. Your family and friends are safe as well. Both of them are very talented actors, and when they've come together, they've always created magic. Whether it's the production, how they just announced, I know that you all must have got so many offers, right? To sort of make you all collaborate together. But there has to be something that clicks for you all as well, even if it's audio. So I want to know what worked for you this time.
Just the fact that we both come from theater. I mean, we have actually rehearsed for a couple of plays also together, never ended up doing them together. So the
Really?
idea of doing Ali was in the initial rehearsals for Trivial Disasters, and then he had to travel for a shoot. But um, like the idea of doing like a radio play was very exciting and very new. Just this thought that we'll only have our voices to explore these characters, and we did work quite hard on it, like in terms of the dialogue and like getting everything right. And then Mantra was a really good guide that way, because he's a pro at radio and at voice stuff, and he also does theater, he also acts. Mantra Mugh. So it just came together quite nicely. It was easy breezy and it was super fun. The whole experience has been so smooth with Spotify that it's tempting me so much to focus on audio things for a while. It's been very nice.
It is not the first time you all have been asked to collaborate, specifically on projects. So I want to know what worked for you.
On this one,
Yeah.
well, the fact that it was the story. I think mostly because mm, it's not just a story about the virus. It's also, uh, you know, it's just singularly a conversation between a psychiatrist and this patient, and both of us get to chat about and almost unravel for the audiences, because Richa's character is pretty much, it's like the audience right there, and she her this confident psychiatrist gets dismantled through the entire journey of this podcast, and what the future holds for us, how economies will change, how geographies might get affected. I mean, everything, like
Yeah.
what the human being would look like, and what events might actually happen as a ripple effect of this pandemic which we are experiencing now. So in that sense it's very realistic, because you're like, okay, that is actually one possibility. And yeah, and I thought it was so real. And of course, to be able to battle it out with Richa was something that I've always wanted to do in on a professional front. I'm sure we had our personal battles, which is great. But somewhere here was something lurking, and I thought
Yeah.
let's do this.
Richa, did you see that wordplay there? That clever wordplay of the personal battles are there. And I think you're winning that, na, Richa? The personal battles.
No, not
Oh,
always.
totally.
Ali's the master of
Winning arguments.
no sulking. So
I'm not.
Shut up.
Whenever I listen to a podcast, because you are someone who I feel knows exactly what she's talking about when she's talking about things, and I think you'd be great at a podcast. So if you do have one, what would that be about?
I would love to do a culture podcast, like a
Ah,
contemporary culture podcast, which is about
Nice.
art and our reality and conversations and feminism and
yeah.
what it means to be. I want to do a podcast maybe for the misfits. I don't know. Spotify, are
Yeah.
you listening?
We're
I
all
mean,
misfits here.
I've
There'll be
yeah,
you'll have a you'll have
the
tandem with it.
the misfits in society who have changed in the last 1 year. They've realized कि हम दो कपड़ों में जी सकते हैं, हमें बहुत खर्चा नहीं करना है, हम अपनी सब्जी थोड़ी थोड़ी खुद उगा सकते हैं. All the people who think like this, and I think by sheer virtue of population, there might be so many who
Mm.
think like this. I would love to do one, but I mean, I'm also really happy to explore my voice in a dramatic way, not in the sense of a podcast, because I think speaking voice and acting voice can be quite interesting. What is lovely and delicious about this Virus 2062 podcast is that they had these fantastic mics. And if it was really like your mantra was like teaching us to make love to the mic almost. Come close, go back, and how it changes everything, the texture, the grain of the voice. I really, really enjoyed that. Like, I think there's something there.
Ali and Richa have been extremely, vocal about their relationship. Yet there has been so much dignity in the way they have carried themselves. I feel like you all also have been that couple who have been extremely particular about putting yourselves out there, even when it came to like magazine covers and even when it putting out, like milking that. So I understand that, protecting that part of it, and then of course take in getting y'all on screen because in real life chemistry itni अच्छे तो इनसे एक movie करा लो. You all never even went for that bit because that's what people start doing. I genuinely have respect for that as well, and it's so difficult to stick to your guns when you're in an industry like this specifically. So I want to know your thoughts on that. Kindly elaborate.
I think we're both very guarded about our space. We recently turned down a deal where somebody wanted to shoot all over our house. We have a designated spot in our house where we
Yeah,
can
man.
shoot, but otherwise, I feel like we're very guarded. We are careful about who comes to our house and
Yeah.
what. Our friends are very chill, normal, mostly hanging out with, unlike Ali's friends who have nothing to do with the film industry or mine. I mean, um, I think that's what beyond a point we don't like intrusion, and that's why the question of milking it and all doesn't arise. I mean, it happens like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, in a very little way. I mean, I think that kind of. I remember when Ali did Ray recently.
Yeah.
Someone thought it was a good idea to cast us together, so they called me and I auditioned for it, and then ultimately even got rejected for it. But I mean, um, I think that it's not about like the opportunity, but as much as creating something special that we both believe in that we can both do together. That is
Yeah.
kind of more important to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I think that's something that we've always saved. But I've been very awkward about um, just talking about even. I mean, I probably now because of the constant badgering of you know the marriage and all that stuff. I maybe have an answer or two, but I'm just so awkward when I have to talk about when somebody asks us our personal questions and what do you do in your chill time, or what do you say to her, give us some anecdotes from personal life. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. I can't do it. I mean, maybe I'm learning or have to learn more. I just don't understand that वो मुझे the idea of batana.
You're a lot better
uh,
now. I mean, earlier just Ali would just run.
I agree.
So-
I I was surprised that he even told me about the way he proposed to you. For me, it was surprise because knowing Ali, it must have taken a lot in him to even discuss that.
yeah, no, because I finally spoke about it in a print interview somewhere, so
Yeah.
I had that
and
in
then
my head,
whatever is
and
in
so
print always gets carried to
Yeah.
everything else. So then there was
yeah,
no choice left.
yeah. I think the idea is to be able to maintain our sanities, because we are. I mean, touch wood that we've got work, and we're trying to make something out of it. We're trying to also, I mean, I'm doing some work on the other side as well. So
Yeah.
it
Some
gets a
work. I'm
little.
sorry. I don't want to say. Are you trying to be like some work here? A
Yeah,
No,
lot
no.
of
I
yeah,
work.
mean, I'm trying to
some
say.
work.
I mean, I'm just trying to say that uh, at the end of the day, I realize that when we, come home, uh, it needs to be home, and that this has to be in place, and this I can just relax and sit down and I don't know, watch a movie or something with Richa, and we just chat.
Yeah,
We chat.
he's got a
So,
human-sized floor cushion. Uh, it's a
oh yeah,
zero gravity pillow,
yeah,
and he just lies
yeah.
there and watches
It's the
things. And
best. It's the best purchase that I've made. Oh my God, it is. It is called the fluffy pillow. That's it. और वो कंपनी एक ही प्रोडक्ट बनाती है बस वो and that I
So
mean I think it's genius.
हमारे पास ये जो दो महारथी actors बैठे हैं, they're really making us proud, and I think it's
Thank
amazing.
you.
And it's I will never get tired of saying the fact that representing Indian actors truly in the way they should be represented globally is such a noble deed. So, woohoo!
woohoo! Wait for Ali's next few announcements.
अरे
Oh,
यार
Can't
but
wait.
Rich, you have to
चुप
call me
रहे
and tell
यार
me because he will never tell you.
He will. He will. He
I
has
will
to.
help.
As soon as he's allowed to, he will.
He will. But I want to wrap by saying that talking about creative collaborations, and like you said, you of course are making films that you truly believe in. You continue to do that. Ali too has stuck to his path of what he wants to do. So for me, it was very exciting to see the both of you coming together and creating a production house. And I know the films that it will create are going to be amazing. Girls will be girls being the first one, of course, that you'll already have announced. Tell me why this production house, of course, was something that was important for you guys to do, and what is going to happen more around that side.
I mean, just to be blunt, I mean, we've always wanted to create content, and
Yeah.
when you get a foothold, you know how hard it is if you're not from the industry.
Yeah.
Let's just get over that. Like, it's not about nepotism or whatever, but it's really,
Yeah.
almost impossible to make it. So when you get a foothold and you feel like now, okay, this one aspect is done, acting is kind of sorted, it's on autopilot, it's going on smoothly. You want to take more control because we've also had uh, experiences where sign a script with great enthusiasm and it doesn't shape up right.
Yeah.
It's completely disappointed. You've probably broken your
Yeah.
bones, shed blood, and it doesn't turn out right. And also wanting to put out more intelligent content that doesn't require dumbing down, uh, that's just authentic to who we are. Because the other thing is, किसी से भी बात कर लो यहाँ पे, who's your
Mhm.
favorite actress? Meryl Streep. और काम देख के, there's no, it's a huge disconnect. So I feel like just to have more content that we solidly believe in, and not to say that we are experienced at this at all. We are new, completely new rank newcomers. We still have to fundraise. We still have to know how to, like I said, make pitches and take trainings and all. But we are prepared to do it because I really do think that in the future, if possible, I'd love to have more creative control about what I'm doing, and then the rosy roti and the purane pap phase is now over. So it might be nice to
Yeah.
just explore a different side. For instance, this first film that we are producing, neither of us are acting in it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
and it's great
amazing.
to be able to do that. Ali,
Yeah.
I
I
think
would
I
like to
totally
know what
agree with
your
you.
kuch
I
naya bolo.
the fact that we created this together was and I'm glad that Richa's spearheading this particular one, which is our first one with, of course, Shuchi, who's directing it. They've been old friends, and she's been writing the script for a while. We just went down to Dehradun. In fact, we shot one little teaser as well, which was for the lab. But the idea was to be able to create a medium for people to come through us, and artists of all kinds. I mean, we want to, and which is why we got excited about podcasts, because it's another aspect of it. Of
Mhm.
course, we haven't produced this one, but who knows what the future holds. We've got other short films that we have in the bank. I've shot another film, which is very interesting, and these will follow through. But our first one is our prized possession. So we're collaborating with artists from outside, hopefully in the future, and even now with some. And these are people, because I know that we came. I remember thinking. I mean, I was naive. And still probably am in many ways. And I thought, but at the end of the month, the biggest problem was, यार पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? घर कैसे चलेगा? So उसमें ना बहुत पाप किए हैं. मतलब just gone and done because okay, visibility होनी चाहिए और पैसा होना चाहिए. तो चलाते रहेंगे. And I picked scripts which I thought I could make beautiful, and then of course you can't, because you're one actor. You don't have that, uh, you know the wavelength, it probably doesn't match, or people want a certain type of product. So those things, you keep learning, you keep over time. I suppose everybody is doing that in their own little, kopcha. So this is our little kopcha, and this little few baby steps that we have taken, and hopefully we'll get to a point where we can share all this with everybody. And it needs to be everybody's. That's the whole point. It's not just us or our face or our whatever, and which is why,
No, in fact, we're
it's
looking for new faces
yeah,
for our film. We will have
yeah,
open casting calls and bring some
yeah,
fresh blood in this place.
I think it's amazing because, we talk about taking control and having more women along with men, of course, but having more women at executive
yeah,
higher positions to finally change things around,
yeah.
right?
And that's what we've made sure on this one. I mean, correct me, Richa. I think it's amazing, the team we have on this one.
We're
It's
looking
nice.
for an all-female crew actually. So we've started our interviews because the film is sensitive, and maybe
Mhm.
whenever we're closer to the shoot we can talk about it a little more. But yeah, going with an almost all female crew if we can help it.
And how awesome is that? And things that we used
Thank
to only talk
you.
about. So
Thank
thanks
you.
so much, both of you, and all the very best for
Thanks,
Virus
Baba.
2062. It's really sound interesting, and I think both of you have amazing voices, so I'm sure a lot of people will tune in. Thank you once again. Lots of love.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye. Bye.
guys.
Bye.